All right, Sooner fans, another one that you've all been waiting for. Weighing in at 244 pounds, 6'4", number 88 on the field, our former Sooner favorite, Grant Calcaterra. What's up, Grant?
What's going on?
Appreciate you.
How you
G,
guys
what's
doing?
good, baby?
Yeah, good to see you guys.
Good, man.
Man, it's always good to have the calculator on the show, man. It's
Always, always.
you know, even though you've been gone, believe it or not, bro, you're a fan favorite. Like people are still talking about you all over Twitter and in the threads.
Oh yeah, they left Cal.
So
Yeah, man. Had some good days. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
back at OU, man.
most definitely.
it's
Yeah,
still good old.
best days.
It's crazy. It feels like it was yesterday, but it's really it's been a minute now. Like I'm an old dude, you know what I'm saying? I
Remember
was
when
a
you were
young
young,
dude when
pup?
you were here. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, oh yeah.
I
remember.
know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Man, you were
Yeah,
with
time flies.
you were with Gundy, Brayden, when Grant was here. Shoot, that was
Yeah.
man. Yeah, that is
Yeah,
true. Now that I think about
Brayden.
it. Hey, Grant, so? To be honest, what was your first impression of our guy Brayden Willis here?
I don't know, man. I remember him coming in, and I mean, he's kind of a freak, honestly. I mean, I knew he squatted big weight, bench big weight, was a fast guy.
Just couldn't catch the
You know,
ball
it's
with the
kind of like me
football.
coming out. Honestly, he was as a player, he was reminded me of myself a little bit in high school watching his tape. Except he broke a lot more tackles than I did.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, but I definitely remember him coming in.
Yeah, did all those things well, but had like terrible hands, right? Like just can't catch the football. Just nah, I'm messing with you.
No, I don't think so. I think he could snap the ball. Yeah.
Oh,
Man, those are the good days.
I know. That's
Yeah.
back when he was like 215, 220.
Who's that? Me or Brayden? That was
All
light
of us.
too.
Nah, for real. Oh man, nah, for real. We all were like, about 218, 220 was my weight.
Yeah. I was about 220, 220, or 225. I was about 225.
Hey, so how's life been?
Yeah.
Like, what's your schedule looking like now? I know yours is probably similar to mine, huh?
Yeah. So Tuesdays are the heavy days, but normally it's like get up, eat breakfast at around 7, have a run, like doing speed work, combine testing stuff. And then after that, position work. So I've been working with guys like Ricky Prohl, my route running, and John Garrett with more inline blocking and things like that. And then after that, come back for lunch, have a lift, watch some tape, do some whiteboard stuff, interview prep. And that's pretty much it. Fix in some PT when you can, or get your body right, get to bed early, get a few meals in. And that's pretty much it all day.
Yo, that get to bed early really hit home for me, bro. Because I think I'm going to bed at like 9:30, 10 o'clock now.
Yeah, I try to be in bed before 10 or at around 10.
Yeah, sleep is.
Yeah, because no, it's important.
Now that I think about it, bro, I don't know what I was doing in college because I think I went to bed in college at like 11, 12, got up, killed a workout at like 5:30, 6 o'clock, and just kept going with the day.
That's how it was for me. When I was at OU, I was going to bed late too. But
Y'all are tripping because I go to bed at 10.
When I was at SMU, though, me and Mordecai would go to bed at like 9:30.
Yeah.
We would go to bed really early.
As you get older, I guess, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was
Get a little more mature.
Yeah,
for sure.
Hey, Grant, so can you don't have to go through the entire thing, but we always ask everybody that comes onto the show, why OU? What made you get to OU? And then after we talk about that, I'd like to dive in a little bit about your journey that you went through with the concussions and having to make that decision. But first, just real quick.
Yeah, so YOU for me, it was one of the bigger schools that was looking at me, which was obviously a big deal. a program like Oklahoma, but mainly they were kind of telling me, I was going to kind of fill the role that Mark Andrews had when he was at Oklahoma. And so I felt like, with my skill set, I could come in and, do all the things that he could do. And so that was appealing to me, given that he was one of the top tight ends in the country at the time. And so that was pretty much the ultimate reason. I came on a visit, really liked the coaches, a lot of the players I met. So it seemed like a really good fit. And I knew I could go there and, if I work hard, I could be successful. So,
yeah. That was the same reason I came, because of Dimitri. So you came because of Mark.
Same thing. We were in the same boat. Yeah.
You were like Mark 2.0. I was like Dimitri 2.0.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Same year.
Crazy how things work out. So you're at OU, playing as a freshman, and then in 2018, your first team All Big 12. Then in 2019, you play 5 games, and then on November 21st, you announce your retirement from the game. So you go from catching touchdowns from Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray to now you're done. What was that like? Because I've never been through anything like that, and I don't know anybody else that has.
Yeah, no, it was challenging. I had a couple concussions at Oklahoma, and everybody knows about the stigma of head injuries in football, and so with that and kind of my limited knowledge of concussions, it was just we all kind of think the right thing to do is to, in that case, step away from the game. At least I did. I thought it was kind of the right thing to do. The safe move to pride myself on having a good run at Oklahoma. Winning championships, scoring touchdowns, winning awards, it's more than many college football players can dream of. So I kind of prided myself on that. I was like, I'm ready for the next phase. It was hard, but to be honest, I think I transitioned better than what I thought, what a lot of people thought. I was doing well, at the time when I decided to stop playing.
Did you make that decision to step away from the game personally, or were the doctors telling you like, hey, like this is something, like this is the decision that you should make? Like, what did you have anybody pressuring you? How did that work?
Yeah, no, honestly, there was no pressure at all. All the guys at Oklahoma and everybody they put me in contact with was, supportive of me, and, never told me that I had to make that decision. It was ultimately up to me. And so, I just kind of talked about it with my family, and that's kind of the decision we came to. But, everybody I met with was basically like, football is a violent game. I can't tell you that you're going to get another one or not get another one. It's just kind of up to you. But, they told me, my concussions were minor, and they all told me, you can keep playing if you want, but, it's up to you.
Yeah. I think when you mentioned transitioning better than most guys, I think the reason you were able to do that is because you were still in control of your own destiny. It sounds like, nobody made you step away from the game. You made the decision to say, hey, this is the avenue I want to go. Where most guys, when they step away, it's like, man, I'm trying to make it to the NFL, but you get cut. Or, hey, like I'm living on top of the world, and you have a career-ending injury and you can't make it back from it. And so I think that from my perspective, you being in control of that decision really played a big part in that. But also talking about concussions, that's scary, bro. Like I've had a concussion or two in my day, and I've been unconscious before. But when you see, well, y'all remember what movie that was? I think we were in high school. I think the movie was called Concussions, right?
Yeah, with Will Smith.
I don't even think.
I do not remember what it was.
It's an gnarly movie.
I didn't even watch it because I was kind of scared to
it's crazy.
Face the reality of that type of stuff.
Yeah. It's all. It's hard to. Everybody's different. A lot of these guys that have CTE and stuff. And there's also a lot of things that they might have had going on in their life that's different from me. They could have abused drugs, been alcoholics, had different experiences growing up and everything. So it's really hard to put, everybody in a box. And,
Oh
some
yeah.
people have issues later in life and some won't. It's the gamble that we take. So
It's interesting that you say that because I tell people that all the time. The weird thing about it is, I guess, kind of the messed up thing about it is as football players, we kind of joke about it a lot. Like if we were to forget something, and we'd be like, "Oh, that's a CTE kick," you know
Yeah.
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
But I tell people that all the time. They're like, "Are you worried about it?" And I'm like, "Well, as a football player, you kind of know what you're getting yourself into.
yeah,
It's just like you said, the gamble that we take, but it doesn't always affect everybody as it does a certain person. Everybody wants to point out a certain person and how it affected them. But I'm like, it doesn't affect everybody like that. There's people that have lived long, you know, like really healthy lives that played
yeah.
football and were like, what I'm saying, linebackers and safety. You know what I'm saying? Just
Like you
really
can
high
name
impact.
anybody, like hell, Troy
Yeah,
Polamalu, John Lynch, the GM for the 49ers. Like that dude used to come down and smack people.
right.
He's the
It
GM of
just
the
affects people
49ers.
differently.
Yeah, it's all relative, and um, so yeah, I'm kind of
Hmm.
banking on me not being one of those cases.
Yeah, it's interesting for sure.
So Grant,
And honestly, there's going to be, there's definitely some up and coming science with like how you can prevent concussions and how you can treat them, and
Mm.
maybe reverse some of the damage that's been done. So I'm confident the next, by the time we're old, like we'll have a better grasp on this kind of stuff.
For sure.
so Grant, you moved back to California to become an EMT, pursue the firefighter thing, but you had a change of
Yeah.
heart. You want to come back to the game of
Yep.
football. I'm assuming you just missed football, right? Like you're going to go to work and you're like, man, I got to get back. Well, I'm.
Yeah.
What happened? Tell us the specifics.
I mean, yeah, it's basically that. It just I didn't want to. Well, it started. I think it stemmed from watching the draft in 2020, which was the draft that I was kind of planning on entering. 2020 or 2021, and just seeing tight ends get picked, and I was like, man, like I'm better than this dude. Like this sucks, and I mean, yeah, I have confidence in myself, and I know like you guys, as my teammates, know how I play and everything. But yeah, and it was just kind of like I just started thinking to myself, like, man, I don't want to wake up every day, 10, 20 years from now and wonder what if. So I was just like, I'm gonna do it. I mean, I got to do it now. I know there's going to be a lot of people who, think it's a dumb move or, but I don't really care. I just knew it's something that I had to do, and I didn't want to, live the rest of my life with regret.
Did you want to come back to OU? Was that ever a thought?
Yeah, I did. I mean, the first person I called was Cale Gundy. And I was like, I want to play. Yeah. And it had been a year, and, I know some things have changed in terms of the position rooms and why the Y and the H, and all you guys know that. And so I
Yeah.
was just like, man, they've already kind of moved on and gone with something different. I don't want to come in and kind of mess things up and you know do anything like that. I thought the best thing for me to do is to go somewhere where I knew I could be the dude and come back and be successful and win some games.
So OU was an option though. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
wow, okay.
Well, it was like it wasn't like it was kind of a mutual
Yeah.
like a mutual deal. It wasn't like they were like you can't come back, and it wasn't like we want you back, and I said no. It was just kind of a like I said, it'd been a year, and things had changed, and I was like, we were both kind of like, if you want to get a crack at this thing, like it'd be best for me to just have a fresh start, which ended up being a good decision.
A great decision.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I know personally, I was excited. We can't cuss on here, so as heck that that you were coming back. I mean, just like we covered, your first impressions of me. I personally learned a whole lot being behind you. from my freshman year. So I was personally really excited to see you come back, whether it was with us or whether it was with another team.
Yeah.
So, I'm happy that you're playing. I can't wait to have watch you have a long career.
Yeah.
And maybe do a little jersey swap when I get there. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Yeah, Grant. I don't know if you tune into our podcast much, but I actually remember, Brayden, when we covered you and Morty. I think the first game back, you had a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I think
Yeah,
Mordecai had like 3 or 4 in the first half. Like, you guys are going off.
Yeah, like 5 or something. Yeah, he went crazy that game.
He broke the school record. He had 7 touchdowns.
7?
Yeah.
Yeah, he went crazy.
Yeah, he's a baller.
I remember
man.
that Sunday.
He's a real.
Yeah, we've known that though.
Yeah,
That's the same thing we said on the pod.
Yeah, everybody knows that he's a baller.
Yeah.
What was that like playing with him? Playing with somebody you.
It was good. I mean, it was great because I kind of got to see him in a new role. He'd always been the backup, and his mentality is different. Everybody knows it's a different mentality when you're a backup and when you're the dude, especially a quarterback. So it's kind of nice to see him, transition into that role and become a leader of our team. And it's kind of cool because we got to do it together. We were both named captains, and after being there for only a few months, that was kind of a big deal. So. Yeah, it was really good. He did some really good things. We had some, him and I, kind of attacking this thing together. Definitely had, there was a lot of emotions involved for both of us, kind of like, almost rejuvenating our careers a little bit. So it was super exciting, and I got to room with him. So, it was really good. Yeah, he's been doing really good.
Man, I love that for both of y'all. Y'all both my guys, so I love that for both of y'all.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah,
So
good.
Grant, last question. What was it like? I'm assuming you kept up with Oklahoma football just a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So what was it like?
Yeah. As long as I got guys there, I'll always be in touch.
What was it like being a fan for OU?
I mean, I would just kind of check y'all's score, after the game or whatever, and then, hit up some guys like, what happened, like Stog, I'm still close with Stog. And so I would hit him up and be like, yo, like, how's the game? Whatever. Some of those guys, but it was cool. I mean, it was a weird season for you guys. Like, you guys were started off like 9-0, but we're like the worst 9-0 team in the country. It's like, it was weird, but, I mean, I always had my ear to the door. Like, I know how things are there. And so, like, people would obviously talk to me about it, and I'd be like, I know what's going on over there. Like, I know how these guys are feeling. Because, like, we're always kind of in that position where, we win a lot of games, but people think, we're not as good as we are.
It's never good enough.
Yeah, it's never good enough, and we all know the deal when it comes to that. But,
yeah. We were 9-0, and it felt like we had lost 4 games.
What?
Yeah, we all know. I mean, I couldn't imagine. I had never experienced anything like what y'all experienced with, like, those chants, like wanting to put Caleb in and whatnot.
Wow,
But,
it was a crazy year, though. It was, to say the least.
It seemed crazy, and then obviously Coach Riley leaving was like the exclamation point. But,
oh yeah. What did you think of that, by the way, when Coach Riley left? What was your first impression?
I mean, I was shocked, number one, but I was kind of like even more pissed because he went to SC. Just because, I mean, I grew up around SC fans, and like I never really liked USC, and so now that they're like probably going to be good again, like kind of upsets me.
Yeah.
And it's it's because of him. I mean, he's a great recruiter. He's a good coach. They're going to have a good offense. So, and it's the Pac-12. I mean, there's only a few teams that you got to beat.
Yeah.
Like, what I'm saying? Like Oregon. Who else?
Utah now.
Good.
Utah's pretty solid
good.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. The Buffs.
Alex saying the Buffs.
But like in reality, in my opinion, I think the American, conference that I played in is probably pound for pound better than the Pac-12.
I believe it.
American is pretty good.
Yeah, we got some dudes in that conference.
Hey, do you know what Tebow means?
Tebow? Yeah. Like, no.
I'll tell you I'll tell you after we get off the air.
Yeah, for sure.
Grant, man, we appreciate you for coming on to the podcast. Before you leave us, this is our last thing. Is there anything that you would like to tell Sooner Nation, since we have not heard from you in such a long time? The fans, we have a lot of fans that tune in to our interviews. So anything you want to leave them with?
Oh, man. I mean, I would just say, I'll always be a Sooner, man. And, I love my time there. And I know, I appreciate all the support from all the fans that, supported me as a player. And obviously, my transition to not playing and even my transition back to playing, I had a lot of support from Sooner fans, a lot of them wondering why I wasn't coming back to OU, which is fine. But, there's still a lot of you guys that support me, and, I really appreciate it. I mean, I'll always be a Sooner fan. I'll be coming back to the campus, here and then, in the off season and, during bye weeks and stuff, because, that's still my home. And, I think of you guys as family, and I hope you feel the same about me. So I'm always there. Got it on.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Ladies
sir.
and gentlemen,
Still rep. I still rep.
the man himself, Grant Calcaterra. We appreciate you for coming on to the pod, man.
Yeah.
I hope I get to see you soon, whether it be on my team or across the way, my brother.
Yeah, we'll both be there, and B will be right behind us.
It's gonna be a year.